All right, so here we are. Today is June 20th. One more day. Hey, tomorrow's my mom's birthday, I just remembered. She was born on the solstice, and tomorrow it will be the first day of summer here. And of course, I here at the Avocado Show. Avocado emojis, people, avocado emojis. I'm doing this kind of summer school 5 days a week run and, just having fun for a few weeks of 5 days a week until I have to go into surgery in the middle of July or the end of July. And then I got to take a little time off for that. So I'm going to try to be here 5 days a week. And so the hard drive is driven. it's lit. And we have already some Wheel of Cheese people hanging out. So what do you say we get going? Before we do, I have somebody who just is the first time chatting in here. Uncorked Game Mama. Thanks for coming by, your first time chat. Everybody say hi to Uncorked Game Mama. And so... oh, good. I'm glad you liked that little reaction I did to it. All right, guys, here we go. Let's go ahead and let me get myself prepped here for the Wheel of Cheese here. I'm still on manual because my Steam Deck is still kind of on the little yellow short bus. And so let's go ahead and that's yesterday's. That's yesterday's ton of Wheel of Cheese, so stand by. Let's go ahead and start with the new viewers. And let's see what we got here. Are you guys ready for the Wheel of Cheese? Look at that. There's only a few people here. How wonderful is that? Do you guys see your name here? If you see your name here, there's so little amount of people here that if you see your name here, I want you to type in right now, I'm still here. Okay? I'm still here. Type that in. I'll just wait right here and have a cup of coffee. And I'm going to tell you a real bad dad joke before I make this spin. Hi, Linda. Or Lindy, sorry. Okay, before I spin the wheel, here's a really bad dad joke. You guys ready? Where does a rainbow go when it's bad? Where does a rainbow go when it's bad? Ready? Oh, Robo. Yes, it goes to Prism so it could reflect on what it just did. Bwahaha. Okay, that sucked. Here we go. Wheel of Cheese. Let's get on with it. So BOGO. Okay, who's winning? Well, this was kind of easy. Okay, Atlios. Let's go, Atlios. And let's see what Atlios would like as our first winner of the Wheel of Cheese. Oh, funny enough. I was just talking to a friend of mine about this particular game. This is a Final Fantasy 16 track. Classical orchestra, so I don't know if we're going to be watching a live version or not. Let's find out in a second. This one is called To Sail Forbidden Seas. And, all right. Really quick before I fire away on this and we do this, I just want to reiterate, everybody who plays the Wheel of Cheese here and hangs out, please, nothing more than 7 minutes long on the tracks. I want to get as many Wheel of Cheesy spins in as possible, so we've capped it at 7 minutes. If you just put something on that's longer than 7 minutes, you can go back in or ask one of the mods to change it up for something that's under 7 minutes, and I'd still be more than happy to do that. All right, guys, here we go. Let's start with our very first track here, and the winner, let's do this, from Final Fantasy 16. True to form for the Final Fantasy franchise. This must be amazing in gameplay. Or is this a cutscene? Is that the leitmotif? Poof. That release in the dynamic there is just beautiful. I got to stop and just say this is just as big as it ever can get in the power level of composers in what we know as world global cinematic drama, music composition. It just doesn't get any more powerful and well orchestrated and arranged as what we're hearing. Two things I want to just knock on, not knock like knock them down. I mean, talk about. One, what I really love the fact that here is that the percussion part of the orchestra is not overblown in the mix. Sometimes there's a propensity to jam that up there if a higher percentage of what it is that you are writing your music to is against battle scene because of the fact that there's all the sound design and the blowing up and stuff like that, if you push the percussion too far hot, then you have a collision in certain tones between sound design, explosions, big metal mallets hitting whatever it is, and let's say deeper timpanis and stuff, which I don't know if this was playing during a boss fight or not. The other thing is I like how the composer uses the technique of when you pull back on the dynamics. Twice now they've pulled back on the dynamics and they've introduced a melody in a very mellow part of the arrangement, and then they double down on it by repeating the phrasing and then building fatter arrangements around it, to make it bloom. So that's some well used thing. I can't imagine what gameplay against this music is like. Is that the leitmotif of the theme of this game of 16? This is like the 4th time I've heard it in the turnaround. You know, it's just a little unique that they're using that one-off harp. Bum, 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 bum. How that made it up in the mix like that. Ta-da. Banging, huge, epic piece. Now, I heard a couple people say, or I read a couple people mention, I think maybe it was Double A, that, you know, for his taste, maybe it was just a bit bigger and epic than should have been for that particular scene. I'd never played Final Fantasy anything except for 7. I didn't get it past the first silo before I moved on to other games. But I still, in my mind, it's just to listen to the music like this without gameplay, and then to have this in the background during gameplay. I know it would be a different listening experience because we'd be hearing the explosions or the clanging of whatever it is during gameplay and stuff like that. But like I said at the very beginning, without a doubt, this was just as massive and as epic cinematic, you know, battle ballbuster compositions as you can get. There's no theoretical or no relative reason to compare like movie composers to game composers at any given point now, you know, especially during this last year and a half that I've been doing video game music. You know, there was a little bit maybe of that like that like, oh, you're a video game producer or a composer, oh, you're a movie composer, as if one was more or less capable to do the other genre kind of thing. Did that make sense? But it was an absolute smash. This piece was just huge. I like also how there's a couple of composers here. It's Masayoshi Soken and John Taylor, and also Yoshitaka Suzuki. So John Taylor, where he comes in, I'm not too sure. I'm going to get to multiple composers and stuff. But okay, this was a banger. Great way to start the Wheel of Cheese. Okay, let's do this. Let's go back for another Wheel of Cheese. We're going into, excuse me, I got hiccups now. Let's go into, whoops. Let's now go to Queso Pobre, Queso Fuerte. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Back to our usual lineup here. Well, at least this lets me know that I have more than 10 people watching the stream. So that's a good thing. Are you on this? Who's on this list? Are you on this? That cat eating the cheese is hilarious. Patty Cakes, he sees me. Yep. Okay, are you guys ready? Here we go. Oh, by the way, hi CB, SB. How are you? Here we go. Oh. No. Neppy, remember what happened to you yesterday when you just got hairlined out from the last one? Well, it looks like you snuck just past Skippy. So, yeah, the comeback is right, Neppy, because yesterday you were just full on wah over it because it just missed you by that. So, redemption is yours today. Okay. So, let's see what Neppy wants. Okay, this is a band called Modus and Miss Lina. Modus and Miss Lina, if I got that right. Oh shit, I hate when I do this. Ugh, guys, sorry, I blew it. Stand by. And then there it is right there. Mm-hmm. There it is. Okay, and this track is named Save Me. This is the B-side of an A-B about the polar opposite in life. That's why I would probably make it on the B-side. I'm kidding, I have no idea. All right, let's do this. Neppy, the winner of the cheese. Really unique, treating the vocal like an equal texture in the production.
I'm done waiting, suspended. I long for answers. I stand awaiting resurrection. Save me.
Messes with your like sonic equilibrium.
Save me from this endless fall. Bring me back to where I belong. And guard me from the darkest moon. Keep me away from eternal doom. Take me home, save me.
Got really leaning hard on that dubstep, but I don't know if that's all automatically a dubstep thing when you hear that. Like in this section a lot, since they pulled out the warbly wobrobe.
Save me from the storm. Prison for my soul.
I love the background vocals on this. Kind of made me go. trippy. A lot of extra work in the engineering stuff. Social good tech, that's exactly where my head's at. What a trippy track. I kind of, looking at the thumbnail, I didn't realize, but I don't know if you can see this right here where I'm circling my mouse, which obviously you can't see where I'm circling my mouse because you can't see it. That right in front of the planet that's on the ring, it looks like, I thought it was a smudge, but it looks like a person. So, I mean, if you're really thinking about it the way I listened to the track, that warbly bottom end, dubstep kind of vibe could have been that smaller moon on the ring spinning around and just barely hitting the person every time coming close. And it was kind of like her vocals and all of her performance were like a longing call to action. I'm probably overthinking it because that's what I do when I'm listening to music and trying to lay into it a little bit and seeing what the expression of it is. There was what a couple of you guys were chatting about, the sidechain compression and stuff like that. That there was just, and also there was a stacked Euro digi synth that was, when I was listening to it, I was going, I would never in a million years think of allowing myself to mix something like this. Though at times I've had like the same kind of elements during a mix session, because that's what this journey's taught me too, as open-minded as I try to continue to be as I get older, is that I'm used to mixing a certain way and just, certain things are supposed to be in my brain. Then when I realize when I listen to tracks like this, that all hell can break loose when it comes to your mixing. There isn't one particular way to do it right or wrong, especially when it comes into the any of the EDMs and then all the subgenres of that comes in. So if something doesn't have to be back in a certain way, except for certain things you want to do is create space for the vocals kind of vibe. But even then, even when I opened up this track, I was like, it almost sounded like the vocals were intentionally made to be just part of the abstract artwork, in the mix at first, and then it started to express itself a little more. So, okay, one more wheel of cheese. We're gonna do queso fresco, and then we're gonna go into the donos. So, and then we'll go back into wheel of cheese, and then we'll go back into donos, and we'll go back into wheel of cheese. So, let's see what we got here. Let's see how many people we got going on here. Thank you, Neppy, for that. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed us listening to that together. Let's see what we got here. Oh, not too many. Not too many. Who do you see you? Do you see you? I don't see you. Who do I got there? Man, I got all kinds. Scrappy old Coyote, Ballhop James, Lila R, Lord Ryu, and Chihu. I see me. There's Lord Ryu. Hey, first time chat. Everybody say hi to Lord Ryu. Okay, guys, let's go. Keep our fingers crossed, and away we go. It's gonna be... Well, I've never done anything here from the Weaver of Light. So the Weaver of Light, are you here? Shmeen. Who's that? Anos29 too. Let's say hi to Anos29, another first-time chatter here. Okay, let's see what the Weaver of Light would like. The Weaver of Light wants a game that I know everybody here is really familiar with because I've done a lot from Fire Emblem. So this track is called One Who Cares. Whoops, wait. One Who Carves a New History. Okay? So, the Weaver of Light, are you here? Are you here, Weaver of Light? Are you just lurking back there? Lurking? Don't want to chirp? You just want to lurk? Doesn't matter. You won, so we're doing it. Let's go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Herb Alpert. Ooh, nice. Wow. Great blend of instrumentation. God, I like this. This is very unique instrumentation going on here. The bass. March metal. With the glockenspiels in the background there. Is this actually during gameplay? Oh, I see, Mason. Thank you. was super badass. Somebody had left a comment in there where they thought maybe it was like a marching band that did this cover. Apparently it's a cover. Let me look down and see if there's anything. No, I'm going to scroll up. No, it doesn't tell me anything on who is performing the cover. Unless that's the name on the upper right, Suk Rush, maybe. But they, it was what I loved about the arrangements is that it was fat. It wasn't like one saxophone or one trumpet or something doing the melodic work. It was like two of them or three of them. You can kind of hear that very unique phase work when you have unison horns going off. And so it definitely was sizable in its arrangement. The guitar playing was great. The guitar tone in the solo was fat as Frank's, but I didn't know what, you know me, I don't know what to expect when I'm going to listen to a piece of music here, but at first I was thinking, wow, this is gameplay stuff, but then I realized that it's a cover. Nonetheless, badass. Okay, so here we go. These arrangements are in Japan. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, yeah, it is a jazz rearrangement. It's just but by whom? That's the thing. It doesn't say here. It does. I'm looking here at the. Even opened up the description box, and it doesn't say who exactly did the cover or who was the arranger of it. So, all right, guys, here we go. Now it's time for. The official. Okay, so it was the studio that did it. Okay, we're narrowing it down, and I still can't find the name of the individual that did the arrangements. Okay, so now we're done with Wheel of Cheese for a little bit. Let's get right into our donos, and then we'll get back to Wheel of Cheese in a little bit. Somebody just boinked me. Stand by. Nothing important. Okay, here we go. This is coming in now. We're making up some donos, and so this is coming in from Linkinski. This is a game called Sonic and the Secret. What is it? Sonic and... Wait a minute. Hello? Process my request, please. There it is. Let the speed mend it. Sonic and the Secret Rings. And so let's go ahead and do this, guys. Here we go. Is anybody else having internet problems? Kairu's having some internet problems. Want to make sure that it's not me hiccuping or blowing it for anybody. So either thumbs up or thumbs down if you're having an internet problem. All right, here we go. Yeah, this definitely slaps, and it's got that D&B vibe without a doubt. But you know what I like that the composer's doing is sparingly using the stereo imaging. So we got the drums and everything right down the middle. We got the vocal kind of canned and down in the middle and stuff, and it's just kind of this kind of splashing in things that are going left and right in our heads, except for what sounds like it could be a synthy sitar or something that purposefully has this very wide shifting back and forth. But to me, that's where my head's going to when I'm listening to it, is I'm really locking into that technique. Just let the speed find it. even the crash. I like how fat the guitar tone is. Not so much in the mid thickness in the mids, but how they got that imaged out very wide, like maybe running through like a chorus or something. Trippy stuff there. Now, once again, I'm locked up between the I'm still always get confused at this point what the difference between drum and bass and breakbeat is, or breakcore, or whatever. I don't know if it means it's at that speed, or if it's the pattern that goes and if that pattern is what is called breakcore or something. Because I still never really wrap my head around, well, what's bass and drums? Is it not bass and drums? You know, something of that nature. I always get a little confused in that. So when you say surgically precise, though, I mean, are you talking about like that really, you know, more of this, that pattern that I just sang? Or are you talking about the way it's cut? Oh, it's the pattern. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see. Okay. All right. Well, I dug the track. I like the swimming little sitar in there as well. And his voice. The packaging of the voice. You see, right now where I'm at and listening to a lot of this music is I'm still listening to it musically, you know, as I normally do. But now I'm starting to spend a little more time listening to some of the engineering and some of the, you know, post techniques that are being used on a lot of these tracks that we're listening to. So, all right, Park Pal. Are you here, Park Pal? Park Pal wants a game from a Destiny 2. Park Pal, are you lurking? There's Park Pal. How you doing, buddy? Let me see here. This track plays during the respite between combat encounters in the raid in the orbital space station during platform spacing while at the exterior station. In the lore, the music represents the process of going to the final sleep as a human and reawakening as an exo robot, which was process performed on the space station. All right. Deep Stone Lullaby by Destiny 2 coming at us from Park Pal. How you doing, Park Pal? Here we go. I am melting right now. If I dare say it this way, this is like beautifully depressing. Or the heaviness of contemplation in a dark space, but with beautiful ethereal work. This is one of those beautiful, isolated, what's it all about moments, is what I'm getting. No, don't jump. Oh, Michael Salvatore. Marty O'Donnell's buddy. Little slow fade on that. Beautiful soundtrack style composition. Yes, quite different than the last track we just got through listening to. But looking at the thumbnail and watching some of the comments, there is this odd satisfaction of moving through a depressive moment in music, where you can manage to pull and kind of steep like tea an opening part of an arrangement that puts you in kind of a unknowing, pensive, contemplative kind of mode. And there were these little, like, I want to say vapor bursts of slight positivity in some of the changes that were happening there. And as it grew, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but you can't, I don't know. I'm not a guru thinking kind of guy, but to be contemplative, to think immersively, a lot of times you come from a darker place, albeit sadness or depression, two different things, but closely, interconnected. That translation of the mood in with the music is literally one note away. Where you're just moving through these chord changes and these pads or these ethereal lines that you got going, and you literally can you could parachute an emotion with one single note. And a couple times there was some of that kind of glided in. And then as the build came, as the string arrangements got a little more forceful, there was a little bit of a light ostinato that kind of showed up and brought it back up. It was kind of like this. That's where I was kind of joking around. I said, no, don't jump. Because that's what it kind of felt like. Kind of a sit down and a respite moment during an anxiety kind of build of contemplation, and then a nice little chill layout. Like, there's going to be another day. We're good, kind of a thing. I love this kind of music. This is my favorite kind of music, without a doubt. I declare it. I declare it. Even though I love all the music that you guys are listening to, me, the kind of music I really move towards are the ones that are, this style of music, and or the Journey, Austin Wintory style, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Park Pal, thank you so much, man. That was great. You got me thinking, man. You got me to move. Speaks to the soul. It's like a good bowl of chicken soup. Sonic chicken soup, if I do say so my damn self. Doll 97, are you in the house? You must be. We chatted a little earlier for a brief segundo. We have some metal. Oh, here we go. We're changing gears. We just went from this contemplative hey to now we're about to get conspicuously metaled. The name of the band is Persefone. Persefone? Persefone? Metal and its Consciousness, Part 2. So everybody, let's go. All right. Already love this. It's just about those background vocals, that choir vibe. Drummer's having a blast. A little harmony walk up on the guitar. Carved out to be Phrygian. Wow. Living in the world of Dream Theater, in that top level prog. God, I love the organ work line there. Jeez. Some of that neoclassical work in there is fantastic with the guitar tone. Gotta stop this for a second, man. The guitar tone on this is so critical in music like this, you know, and there's not a lot of reverb going on there. You don't want a lot of, you know, dashing second level percussive things happening with delays and stuff like that, because there's a lot going on there that's very dynamic in the playing, especially in the harmonies and the unison. I love the percussive organ sound that they used on this. And of course, it just there's a little bit of a snap when they're doing it in unison. The lead guitar and the organ are doing the same lines. And of course, you know, the drummer's killing it, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ooh, that was a nice Neil Peart tip to the hat on that Tom fill. Ooh, the ride work on the drums. Those 30 seconds. I love that hollow neck guitar tone. You know, the forward pickup. That sounds like an old school 80s digi piano right there. I was going so into Debussy. Super, 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 very unexpected, that end. As a matter of fact, when it got really quiet, I was like, what are we going to lean into? And as also the piano tone changed. So during that last little 40 seconds that we heard there with the piano, running these, making these runs back and forth, it's a different piano sound than the last one coming out of the track sound. It had more of that 80s digi piano kind of vibe to it. And then there was a part of it where I was listening, it sounded a little bit like, I always get this wrong, Clair de Lune or L'air de Lune or Clume de Lune. Very beautiful piano piece and an unbelievable melody. Kind of had that kind of vibe to it. I was like listening to it going, yeah, but very unexpected. Yes, there it is. Clair de Lune. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do that all the time. So super fantabulous, man. That was a great listen. Like I said, there was a lot about on this time, I wasn't focused on the engineering as much as I was just the actual musicianship and the kind of technique and dynamics that was going on there. You get to a certain point when you listen to these musicians and you just go, what are they going to pull out of their toolbox? Because they obviously are at a place where they can do what they need. So now it's just a matter of how are they going to express themselves during a piece of work. So, I got an itch. All right. Okay, Lacrimosa. Lacrimosa. Are you here, sir? Lacrimosa. I'm sorry, that was so bad. And I hate to do that to you, Lacrimosa. Hey, how are ya? I hope you're doing well. Now, just out of curiosity, that Lacrimosa CA, does that mean that you're like in California? You don't have to, if it's not, you don't have to tell me what it is, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm bouncing around a little bit, AA. So, or Canada. Canada. Okay, so let me see what I got going here. Okay, this is progressive. And this one is called Voices from the Fuselage. That's the band. And the name of the song is A Principal God. It's coming to us from Lacrimosa. Are you guys ready for this? Let's do this. All right. God, just yesterday I was talking about how much I loved pianos that would use delays if the arrangements would allow it. I love the little ambient pad that's in the back.
We're running out of time. We're wasting our days. This hand could last forever, but I will not commence with my play. It causes such pain. Just follow the blood trail. The monsters on the inside, the proof is in the good deeds we failed.
I love where the bass line is staying in the midsection.
Maybe the road won't crumble. Maybe we will not wait. But I won't hold my breath. I won't hold my breath. The principle God is yesterday. Maybe the skies won't stay
Wow, this is really, really super pretty. I got to stop this for a second. Beat me to it here, but one thing that was wonderful through this track so far is that it's called a trem picking, when there's just this constant on the clean guitar sound, and it's kind of wet, has reverb on it and stuff, so it's adding to the ambience. And I loved when the power came up into the hook, that there wasn't like an obvious or something that we might predict in composition or producing, that maybe they're going to punch up the tones of the guitar, maybe fill it out a little bit with distortion. Well, what they really did is they layered on a little bit more of the ambiance and really stacked on those beautiful background vocals on that, and with some incredible notes that were going on. You know, there's very unique ways to produce background vocals, of which I haven't done in many, many years, but you can make it a comfortable thing that happens, that enhances the melody, or you could take it to another limit or another extreme. And this is one of those background vocal arrangements that I was listening to that was just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. They're all over the place. But that guitar trem stayed all the way through it, and it was still pretty discernible. It didn't sink out in it. So I love that. And this whole ambient tone and vibe, you guys know I'm a sucker for this stuff. I like that piano pattern. Love that lonely note, single note in the back. God, those background vocals. Ugh. Oh, I love the tone of the bass in that break right there. Ugh.
When you think of all we've lost,
Oh, the voice right there. Oof.
and how little we've gained, regardless of the downfall, at least I found a friend in this pain. You're all that remains. Not a familiar
that was beautiful.
face. I'll take your hand once more if you promise me a journey through time and space.
Absolutely beautiful track. Um, I think somewhere in there, there's a combination relationship in the vocals, video, in the texture of what's happening to the planet, the relationship with God of your choice, and the call to action of that visceral. We all know it's something gnarly's going on the planet right now, and we're all feeling that anxiety. And I love listening to songs like this that pull that together in this particular fashion. On the polar opposite, I also love the Gojira approach of bringing focus to things that we have to fix. And that one album that they did, Amazonia. So it's not I'm not just akin to listening to music of this ambience beautiful type of vibe when the messaging goes this way. But I will say, which is different from, like, let's say the Gojira type tracks, melodically, the melody on this was just phenomenal. Background vocals were just beyond angelic, and then his tone of his voice right here was like you could just feel he was on the verge of not Michael Jackson breaking down crying like in Ben, but you could just really feel what he was like. It almost felt like I'll have faith one more time if you just give me the opportunity, and we'll let's clean this up kind of vibe. So beautiful track, man. Really, 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 really love this track. You could tell that Lacrimose, you could tell that I'm like going kind of vibing in it. And also I don't know, sometimes this is the kind of stuff that actually motivates me, as scaringly as it may sound, to maybe want to write one more song that has vocals on it before I vanish into the universe one day, because I've kind of wrote that off. I'll never sing again, or I'll never try to put out that kind of stuff, but if I ever did, this is the kind of stuff that motivates me to do it, at least in this kind of direction. So you could tell that was for me, this particular track was a very, oh my God, it's like, do I have one more of these in me kind of things, or something of that nature, Of course, then I got to fight all my own personal demons about being lack of confidence and all the stuff that goes with writing a piece of music and then putting it out to the public. So, but anyhow, that was a great track. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Makuzia, are you in the house? Makuzia? Makuzia. So, Makuzia, we're back into Final Fantasy, man. We're going into Final Fantasy X. And this one is called Suteki Dane from Final Fantasy X. Makuzia, thank you very much. I don't see you popping up here, so maybe you come and see it on the YouTube channel. And for those of you first time here, which there might be 2 or 3 of you, I always, after I do this, I always take this session and put it on a YouTube channel, so that if you came here and you don't know it or something and you didn't make it back the next time around, I always put that on a YouTube channel, and it'll probably pop up in a little bit in the chat, where you can just go and join and hang out there, so you can see that. All right, guys, let's do this. From Makuzia, who's also very generous, like Lacrimosa. Thank you very much for the donos. So, excuse me. Let's do this. Silk Fox says, what? I might see you. It's possible. Okay, here we go, guys. Hey, Jujitsu Solola. See, I was about to get all started up with this. Thank you. I just wanted to say hi. First-time chatters, when you guys come in and say hi, thank you so much for coming by. Welcome to our little stream here. We're hanging out here and all our friendly little chat. I'm going to say hi to you as well. All right, guys, let's do this. And thanks for coming by. This is from Makuzia. All right, here we go. sounds so wonderful.
風が寄せた言葉に泳いだ心雲が運ぶ明日に弾んだ声月が揺れる鏡に
You know they want to pull at you when they drop in that single cello.
震えた心星が流れこぼれた柔らかい涙
Ooh, sneaking the bass into that section was beautiful.
素敵だね二人手を取り歩けたなら行きたいよ君の街へ腕の中
Okay, here's what I want to bring up here that I just so love on how they approached producing the tracks, you know, for this vocal performance. First, the guitar work that's going on. This is something that I love to do when I get the opportunity to do it as a composer, is if I'm going to use the same guitar in an arrangement, but I want to do my stereo dynamics, you know, getting the imaging going, I will do one pass of the pattern that I'm playing on the left side in its original writing. Let's say it's, I don't know, D over C, D over G, something, and resolve into an A sus down, you know, closer to the nut. And then repeat the same exact pattern with a different voicing higher up on the other recording. So the notes are identical-ish, but the octave split in it gives you this really nice but not intrusive stereo imaging kind of vibe. The dynamics when the bass comes in, like that one measure before the turnaround comes in, was wonderful. That was just to let you know that the track was warming up, and then the strings came in behind it. So when the hook came in and those strings really came through, I love that the composer kept everything in the lower register in the arrangement so that her voice, which is very airy and kind of falsetto, still had a nice strong position in the mix. You know, so to me, that's like I'm as a producer as well as a composer and arranger. I'm looking at like I had said earlier in the stream. I always look for very unique ways that these people carve out these pockets, you know, for the melodic or the principal instrument to really kind of push through. You know. 'That legato run there. There it is, the bass coming in to let you know we're warming it up.
素敵になるね二人手を取り歩けたなら行きたいよ君の街へ腕の中その顔そっと触れて朝に溶け
I like the descending line right there with the cellos. That was really nice.
夢見る
So wonderful, that track. Absolutely wonderful. One last thing I want to say about that. Hey, just as Jiu-Jitsu Outlaw. Thanks for the subscribe. The one thing that I want to say that I find just so beautiful about the string instrument that's used, the cultural string instrument there, please forgive me. You guys know you got to help me out with this stuff because I'm forgetting as I get older. What's the name of that string instrument, folks? That is the main lead behind this vocal. It has a very high clearance from the neck. Maybe it's. I'm not too sure. What it might be, but what it does is because the difference between the space between the string and the neck of a lot of these instruments from around the world, it's called iru. The space between the string and the neck and a lot of the instruments that we see from all over the world, cultural ones, might only have two strings or the bow is interwoven between it. The one thing that it has that violins, viola, cello, all of them don't have by virtue of having a lot of space between the string and what you would consider the neck is the ability to get those deeper dynamics in the vibratos and those lean ins and those kind of toning up into it. And that's what makes that so beautiful. It's got its very own unique tone by doing that. And, so to me, that's just an extra level of string lust, if you would, out of the string family from around the world are those particular instruments that give you that opportunity to do that. But at the same token, when that musician had about 2 to 3 bars to light it up, he or she was like and that's got to be something if you're not pressing it against the neck. I'm not too sure because I can't visualize the instrument that one, but nonetheless, it's that deeper biting into, when you're bending the string this way to, instead of doing bends this way like we do on the guitar, the bend is done this way, so it's such a unique little, and it pulls. It seems to viscerally pull a little bit more. So that was a great track, man. So dug that track. Thank you so much for bringing that through. So appreciate it. Next up, who do I got coming up in here? Double A. Uh-oh, guys. And this is legit, guys. This isn't like any creeping in, inside trading going on here. I'm following the donos. I'm following all the stuff here. Even though I always tell him he shouldn't do it because he helps us so much. He's the one who, guys, Double A is the one that created the form that we use. Do you remember the old days? How many of you guys were here in the old days where I used to say, okay, drop your suggestions in the chat, and I would just stop? You guys remember the old days? Well, finally, when 1 a.m. and Double A and especially Snake came in and then Turnip joined us, they went, okay, guys, we can't let the old man do this because he's getting slot machine eyes. So he built this form, and so I always tell him, dude, what songs do you want? But he just refuses, and he's in there, and he does it like everybody else. So this is his dono. You guys remember the band Between the Buried and Me? You guys remember? You guys remember? Like from last time? You remember? So it looks like we're doing another one here. And this one is called Backwards Marathon. And Double A, thank you very much. So all my mods have been getting very busy too. They're doing their side gigs and everything else. So I'm on my own a lot now. My mods, they pop in and out. I don't know. He's not even here right now to catch his song. Okay, stupid. Here we go, guys. Between the Buried and Me. His message was inspired to send this in from a few streams ago when we were having a discussion about the juxtaposition between beauty and harshness. All right. So if this is where we're going with it, Double A, this is where we're going to it. He probably put this on mute right now. He's got to take care of his family. Maybe didn't he say he was taking a shower or something? I don't know. Double A, we're doing your music, dude. Looks like he'll have to wait until he gets to the YouTube channel. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna need peanut butter for this one. Jeez. God, that blast beat. From blast beat to cut time. God, I like how they put this kind of spring reverb on the bass. This is a great chill passage, man. Compared to how chaotic they opened this up. The bass pattern is what's selling it to me for sure. Definitely double A. I love that bass pattern. I'm sorry. He's got such a chill head voice. Ooh, the hi-hat work. You know the big build is coming, right, guys? Yeah, I was just about to lean into that double A. One of the things that I was really, like, I wasn't saying much in the last couple minutes was because, like, I was listening, like, I felt like I can hear, it was such raw engineering. There wasn't a lot of dicking around in post on this. Oops. There wasn't a lot of messing around in post on this. I felt like I can hear the sound, the space between the mic and the speaker. You know if you know. You know, and that's a really touching thing, is that little air in between the speaker and the mic when it's up against these amps and stuff like that. There's precision that goes in that to get very unique sounds. It's like I could hear that in this. You know, there was some real raw connection to some real straight line, maybe going out of the console. It didn't sound like one bit of, well, like you can never really tell, but it didn't sound like there was a lot of pedal, jive going on in this kind of a thing. It's in their crunchy I'm contorted. Sorry, stupid. Guitar tones. The middle section got really nice and chill. I loved the pattern was fantastic that the bass was playing. Amon and I were going back and forth on that a little bit. Also, there was the other clean guitar chord pattern that was there with some really nice voicings, and that one little lonely meandering mono lead line that wasn't too overdriven, while the mellow background or the vocals were going on there. So everything about this definitely, as you said, Double A, this session sounds very raw and organic, and not a lot of, cheese at the end of the signal, as I like to call it sometimes, cheese at the end of the signal. So, yeah, that definitely, and especially at the front side of this, where the blast beat was going on. I think any engineer today probably would have gotten real, mental about, really trying to make that clean and clear and crispy and decisive and precise sounding, where it seems like, be it purposeful or not, that they left it sit where it did to kind of fill in the space of the chaoticness, the chaotic pattern that the blast beat was creating there. Because there wasn't any really super fast chuggy stuff going in there with the blast beat. There was still like some quarter note work going there. So they let that just wall of bang, I guess we can call it, just kind of, hit us right in the teeth, without it being, a lot of times we hear blast beats in more recent productions, tick, 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 while they're doing this and all that. It's very clean and precise. So this was a very trip into the mental ward kind of journey on a first dose kind of trip. Do I say? Something like that. I saw a comment I do want to see. I think it was from Silk Fox. I'm not too sure. No, yeah, Silk Fox asked if there was any music that I did on video games. No, I didn't. All of my music in my career, I guarantee everybody out there has heard my music, but not where you think. And if you ever watch cable news, cable sports, ton of, reality TV shows, and it still gets licensed out like crazy, but all of my work as a composer is in that now choked off industry called music libraries, which is dying now, hand over fist, because of what's about to happen with AI music. So I got in early, back in the 1900s, paid my dues, thousands of tracks out there, but anything in specific. Nope. Just a lot of noise. It fills in a lot of the noise behind the noise. But, it paid a cell phone bill every now and then. Okay. The 1900s, right? Grace Rivoli. Speaking of which, Grace, you're up next. So Grace is up right now with a band called The Microphones, and it's actually a folk song. Let's see here. So let's see what we got here. And I want Wind to Blow is the name of the track. And good timing hanging out here. Let's see what we got here. You're welcome for turning you on to new tunes. Let me see. Oh, and I'm glad that you've been watching the channels and stuff too. And welcome over here to the Twitch and hanging out with us. Okay, so this is from the band The Microphones. The name of the track is I Want Wind to Blow. So here we go. All right. unique pattern the guitars are doing here. And they're exchanging the rhythm.
Shutters just shut up. There's no black or white, no change in the light, no night. No
Did you hear that little saturation on the vocal there?
The sound of cars, the smell of bars, the awful feeling of electric heat. Under fluorescent lights, there's sacrifice, there's hard feelings, there's pointless waste.
Really like this.
My clothes off me, sweep me off my feet, take me up, don't bring me back. Where I can see days pass by me, I have no head to hold in grief.
It's like it's a meandering tempo, like they're not locked into a particular. I mean, they're in rhythm, but you know what I'm talking about, the drift. And I really dig it. It really works for the track.
There's no ship on my sea.
Social. That's funny. SoCal. Yeah, Judgment, this is one of those tracks, super chill. It's got to make it on your playlist. And I love that these are nylon guitars. Sound like they're capoed, but So that definitely was a unique choice to go ahead and just, you know, crush that drum section at the end with like a heavy post-tape saturation kind of vibe or something. And you notice how the saturation dropped off as they pulled that fader back. One of the things that I love about the track is something that SoCal had said. First of all, that is some pretty super cool artwork. I was looking at that going, man, that is great. You know, I was like, wow, that's a trip. Early on, Alman had said something about it sounded like it was done in like a living room or a room or something like that. And I'm looking at the title of the band. Maybe that's what it was, a few microphones, and they said, let's go. Something that SoCal said, though, that I want to kind of light up on a little bit, or I mean bring to light, not light up on like, is his comment was, let me see if I can find it. Wait. Hearing music that's not to a grid is so soothing, you know, and so what I love about that statement is that the 2-chord pattern, if that was just like perfect and quantized and all that, it would have gotten boring kind of fast for me. And maybe that's what you're feeling, SoCal, and maybe some of you other folks who are listening to this. But the fact that there was a little bit of laziness and, you know, there was real the humanizing, if you would, aspect of the performance kept it present, you know, like you really felt like you were sitting around hanging out listening to this all going down in front of you, you know, and there wasn't an emphasis on the purity of everything being so perfect and everything like that, that it was just music being played. Could have been a one-pass thing, you know, when they hit record and everybody just played, you know, with 3 or 4 microphones or something of that nature. And there's something about that for myself. And when SoCal had said it, I was actually thinking about it going, God, on any other circumstance, I think I'd be slightly like, just a little bit when the pattern was repeating itself. But then I was going, why am I so intrigued by this? And I go, oh, it's because it is a little flex in the soulful way of playing, you know, slightly a little behind, slightly in the front, not perfectly matched left and right, you know, in tempo and stuff. And also the other thing, too, that I really liked about this is these were nylon strings and different tone. Like I said, I don't know if it was capoed. I mean, it sounded like nylon strings. I could be wrong. I am wrong more often than not. But yeah, but that drum at the end, though, the saturated drum, I was like, huh, what are they trying to say here? You know, as they got us into that like super chill groove, I'm like, huh. Nonetheless, that was a super fun track. Thank you for bringing it to the Avocado Show. The Avocado Show. That's I gotta get used to saying that. You know, the Avocado Show. Avocado. Video games and art. It's your turn. And I know that you're here, and we're gonna listen to a band called Gleb Kolyadin. It's progressive. And let's see what we got here. And thank you very much for your dono. Very kind of you as well as everybody else. And let's see. This is an underappreciated artist who is classically trained pianist and creates kind of a mix between prog rock and classical. Okay, this is his solo project. We will be the judge of the eclectic mix between... No, I'm kidding. All right, let's do this. All right, here we go. Beautiful piece. It's adventurous and very fun, almost like Mr. Rogers eating his first mushroom or something. Oh, this is pretty. Upright bass. this. Especially with that little ostinato in the back. Oh, I just got chicken skin. I love what the drummer's doing through this. This is where you're coming onto the mushroom, I think. We just got dissonantly weird. Ejected from the cruise seat. Super creative. That's a great way to put it, Enos. Super introspective. Double A. Remember what I told you about that configuration? How dark it makes it? Half step. Yes, augmented, for sure. Nitrovert. Everybody say hi to Nitrovert, first time chatter. I don't know if this would be categorized as chill listen. I think this would be more motivational, creative playlist. I love the flute work on this. Reminds me of Nestor Torres. Love this great pattern. Very dynamic, the choices of instruments used in this composition. That's a guitar. But I think it's doubled with a monophonic synth line. Oh, they're bringing in some of the dirt now. See, now we're gonna get the punch in. Sneaky. I love that. Like, believe it or not, I can hear this in a couple of those kind of video games that are like more younger targeted. Some of the funner, very uplifting kind of games. I mean, they'd be real progressive sounding, but nice change up here. There. Ooh. I feel like Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars when he goes, "These are not the chords you're listening to." Beautiful. Little background vocals there behind that. Absolutely wonderful. Whimsical doesn't even say it. I mean, that is such a great track. There's nothing I can really react to. I think when we listen to music like this, you and I in the chat, we're reacting back and forth just by, like, you know, you guys watching me physically, you know, manifest in through some of these changes. I can only imagine some of you guys with your head bobbing and, you know, doing I don't know if you guys are making the same dumb faces that I do and stuff, but I loved this piece. I thought it was super, super, super cool. And I'm so glad you brought it. This is why I love this channel. And okay, so I'm going to take a quick break. Before I do, though, I was listening to this, and it reminded me of a track that I wrote about 15 years ago that I found when I was digging in some files. And I'm going to play you guys 20 seconds of this, and I want you to let me know if I should finish it. It's not as light and fluffy as this, but as far as the weird tempo element, and remember I was talking about that one little section in this track that has that half step up weirdness that pulls you into the darkness that I've seen, heard in a couple of other little tracks. I said, man, I got to find that track and play it for you guys. So hang on for 1 second. Literally only going to play 15 seconds, and I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to come back for some more Wheel of Cheese. And so let me play this for you really quick. I'm only going to play a few seconds of this, so just hang in there. Let me know if you think I should finish this track. Let's see. Here it is. See, has that menacing. Still mess with your head a little bit here. Okay, that's all I'm playing you. Did I just snort? I just snorted. My goodness. Anyhow, I wrote that a while ago. I found it in the old files. I go, God, I wonder if I could finish that. I could do some pretty unique progressive chord changes through that little thing and really make it like, yes, I did sharted. I sharted and I snorted and I wooted. I think I should finish that one too, huh, guys? All right, guys, listen, I'm going to take a short break really quick here. I'm going to be definitely coming back for some Wheel of Cheese. We'll start back with some Wheel of Cheese and then rip through some more donos.